Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. My name is Meerkat and today I've got my Game Week 34 team selection for you guys, my double Game Week 34 team selection. But before I get into that, let's have a look at how the team did in Game Week 33 quickly because, yeah, it was a terrible, terrible game week for me. As you can see, I was ranked about 210k. I'm now down to 277k. I really didn't think a score of 60 was that bad. 64 with a -4 hit taken. But apparently it was. Apparently it was a terrible, terrible score, and I have a massive, massive red arrow there, and I was absolutely punished by all the points that people got off of their bench. I keep persistently picking players that play minutes, but don't get the points, whilst everyone else seems to bench their high-scoring assets, and they come off the bench anyway. So, yeah, let's just quickly dive into the team here. Neto and Gabriel both getting 0 points there. Actually, let's start off with the transfers. So we got a massive early team news leak that Haaland was starting. Not all the Man City team news was actually true. It was leaked that Foden was also starting, but he was never even supposed to start. So that was a bit of a weird one. But it was a leak. There was a leak that Haaland was starting. I had 0 Man City assets in my team. I've been busy all of last week, to be honest. Real life's kind of just getting in the way. I've been spending less and less time with FPL looking at my team. So we got that leak. I was out. There was 10 minutes before the deadline, and I just had no idea what to do. All I knew was Haaland was starting. So I quickly tried to somehow get Haaland in my team without selling Son, because I don't have a free hit. I don't have a wild card. I want Son from Game Week 35 onwards, so I didn't think there was any use selling him. So I had to quickly try and work out how to do it. So I went from Tony to Haaland. I went from Doughty to Rico Lewis. That freed up funds. And then Morris all the way down to Mubama just to sit last on my bench. And that gave me exactly enough money to get Haaland in. Was it worth it? Probably, because I would have captained Son instead if I didn't have Haaland in my team. I was really, really keen on Son against Newcastle, and yeah, Spurs were terrible. Son got subbed off early for a 1-pointer. I'm really glad I kept him, honestly. So yeah, it was just a terrible, terrible game, to be honest. The only glimpse of hope I had was, of course, Palmer's 26-pointer there. He's so highly owned, though, at this point that basically, I think that might have actually negatively affected my rank, his score there. But yeah, Palmer's 26 points, absolutely insane. I really wasn't considering him for captaincy, I will be honest. And Reguilon with the 8-pointer, finally rewarding me for having the patience in him. That's the first return I've actually got from him, and it was nice for him to get some bonus points as well. He nearly got 9 as well. So yeah, really nice from him. But that was it. That was it in terms of returns. The captaincy on Haaland was decent. At least I didn't captain the likes of Salah, who was a really popular pick as well. Son, again, was relatively popular. But yeah, blanks absolutely everywhere else. Neto 0, Gabriel 0, Rico Lewis, who I'm a bit annoyed about Rico Lewis because I really wanted Gvardiol. He was the one I had my eyes on, and of course he got 12 points. I think he'll get really good minutes. I think he'll stand a good chance of playing both in the double as well. Rico Lewis was just in because he was cheap enough, and it was a City defender. I don't know how many games he'll play, and yeah, it was a bit of a frustrating one there. I just didn't have enough funds to get in Gvardiol. To be fair, if I got in Haaland, there was no way I was getting in Gvardiol as well, because he was more expensive than the defenders I was selling, and I needed to free up funds. The double Arsenal attack, again, doing absolutely terrible. 3 points from my free Arsenal players was absolutely rubbish. People who are free hitting this week have been massively rewarded for going against Arsenal players. They just seem to have really fallen off the ball, just like they did last season near the end of the season. And yeah, blanks from both the Liverpool boys. Yeah, it was just a horrible game week. Even Robinson 6 points on the bench there, which I wasn't expecting in the slightest. Fulham keeping a clean sheet against West Ham. So yeah, a really, really big red arrow there. About 30% red arrow down to 277k. The aim is still top 100k. I still do have the bench boost. I'm not quite sure how good the bench boost is going to be this season. I'll have to take a lot of hits to make it any good. So yeah, not in a good place at the moment. And yeah, the team, I basically ruined my season by wildcarding in 28. I know a lot of people said that at the time. I just didn't see it myself. I think it was 28. Maybe it was 20. No, it was 28. Getting in all the Bournemouth and Luton players, and obviously getting enough players for that blank. I should have just not really focused on that double as heavily as I did. Maybe just got in a Solanke. And then just accepted that I'd get a terrible score in the blank game week, because now I don't have a wild card. I'm going to either have to take lots of hits to make my team good, or I'm just going to have a worse team, which I guess could work out because everyone else's team is going to look a bit different to mine. But yeah, it's in a bad spot at the moment. But moving on to how the double game week 34 team is looking. It looks very mixed, to be honest. It looks a mixture of really good and really bad. Obviously, that bench is terrible. I've got Areola, who's injured, Udogi, who doesn't have a game, Son, who doesn't have a game, and Mubama, who doesn't even play. I'm not even too sure if he's even on the bench. So, yeah, absolutely nothing from the bench. And I'm still currently starting Robinson, home to Liverpool, which maybe that's not even so bad of a fixture anymore. And Rico Lewis, who I don't even know is going to play. And also Palmer away to Arsenal. I'm absolutely fine playing Palmer, given how amazing he is. And he's actually a bit of a differential this week, so I don't mind that at all. But yeah, the rest of the team is okay. I've got Haaland, who's picked up a knock now, which is really annoying in the Champions League. And then I've got Reguilon with his Luton fixture. Again, Luton have a really good track of scoring, so I'm not too sure how well Reguilon will do. And then I have 6 doublers. And it might sound crazy, but I'm not even planning on getting in another doubler. I really want to try and focus on this bench boost in 37. And to be honest, there's not really any double defense that defense that's doubling this week that I'm super keen on. The likes of Palace, the likes of Wolves. I don't really see if any clean sheets in either of those games. Maybe one. But I'm actually more focusing on a Newcastle defender, purely because I think they've got an all right chance of getting one against Palace. They have Sheffield United next week, and I think that's a really good chance for a clean sheet. Obviously, they had an 8-0 win earlier on the season against Sheffield, and they have the double coming up. So at the moment, the transfer I want to make is Robinson to Dan Burn, because he's going to get the minutes and he's affordable at that price. I'd love Fabian Schär as well, but he's just a bit too expensive for me. I haven't really thought about many of the other doublers. There are plenty of players I'd like to have, especially, but I've just been bleeding rank, and I'm just not too sure if getting in a doubler is going to fix that. I really like my midfield at the moment, despite sounding so negative. I do really like the midfield, and I want to keep Son. Eze is someone I'd love to have. Mateta is someone I'm massively, massively keen on. I think he's going to do really well in the double. We've got West Ham and Newcastle to play. Both teams have conceded a lot of goals to strikers. I believe 40 in total, 41 from both of them combined. So yeah, he's a massive pick. I'd love to have him. And there's also a doubling defender that I could go for, but to be honest, none of them really interest me that much. So yeah, I'm really not optimistic going into this double. I'm hoping that Darwin can somehow get the minutes and get the returns. I don't think many people will be going for him. Havertz, I feel like, is still a little bit of a differential too. The captaincy is currently on Salah. I'm really not too keen on that either. As you can tell, I just don't know what to do this week, and I don't want to do anything too drastic. But I feel like I need to have a little bit of fun because my season's going downhill and I'm nearing 300k now. And to be honest, 400, 500k, it doesn't really matter to me at this point. It's either top 100k or not top 100k at this point. So yeah, I would like to get in that pick that makes me have a lot of fun in the game again. Someone like Mateta would be great, but I've kind of blocked myself from doing that by selling Morris last week. I could have been an easy switch to going Morris to Mateta, but yeah, my panic to try and get in Haaland has kind of stopped me from doing that. I could just take a massive hit this week just to completely sort out my team, except that it's going to be a huge red and then try and build upon it. But yeah, I'm in a bit of a unsure space at the moment and in terms of what to do with the team. Let me know which differentials you're potentially looking at. Brereton Diaz is another one who I like the look of, but again, I won't want to keep him, and my midfield's really nice as it is. So if I was on free hit, I'd probably have Brereton Diaz, but yeah, I'm not on free hit, so I won't be going for him. And moving on to the mini league team of the game week, 109 points here from Alamin Asaya. team agent here. Yeah, 109 points, absolutely crazy. Of course, carried by the captaincy on Palmer. Captain Palmer, I mean, 52 points, the highest score of the season from Palmer. Not only that, he had Gordon in the team as well with his 17 points. He even had Digne, who I believe got auto-subbed on, which was crazy. Yeah, the 0.5% owned Digne for the 12 points, absolutely crazy. Even having Robinson too. A couple of 0-pointers there, but yeah. Massively carried by the Palmer and Gordon points there. Haaland and Digne backing him up as well with 109 points in total. So a really, really good score there. I haven't actually updated the leaderboard at the time of recording this video. I will have done that, and I will log those top 10s, and you'll see that in the next video. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please leave a like and get subscribed if you're enjoying the channel, enjoying the videos. I will carry on till the rest of the season. I'm really hoping I get that one game week that makes me reinvested back in the game. But yeah, it is just, this season has been so brutal. It feels like there is just one player who goes absolutely massive every single week, and I don't have him, and it means I get a massive red arrow. That's what it's felt like this season. I would really like to get into the top 100k, but I think without a wild card or a free hit is going to be very difficult. And the bench boost is going to be difficult to set up without those chips in play. I currently have 5 doublers for Double Gameweek 37. One of those is Rico Lewis, though, who I'm not too sure will get 2 starts. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next FPL video.